The Drop with Frank and Brian is officially brought to you by Switch Suspension. Switch Suspension specializes in all vehicle chassis components. Lift kits, lowering kits, air ride suspension, wheels, tires, steering, and brake upgrades. They use all the best products from the best brands. And these guys are truck guys. You roll into their parking lot at the shop, and they all drive custom vehicles. So they use their products that they sell on their own vehicles. So if you guys are looking for anything for your vehicles, whether you're just starting out or you just need some replacement parts or whatever, give them a call or visit their website, switchsuspension.com. Okay, don't touch your mic.
What am I gonna do with my hands?
I keep them by right down here, like this.
Like this?
Put it. I can't see you.
Like this?
No, like see. Yeah. Put it like you're at a strip club. Sit on them.
No. Well, I'm not gonna touch the cord, but I will touch the little.
No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. We're breaking We're breaking habits over here.
No.
Yes,
no.
yes. Every time you do it, I'm stopping the podcast.
No, my OCD can never.
Stop. You need like a tweaker. You need like a lollipop or something. Something to you need a squishy ball. You need a squishy ball.
Yeah, I need something.
Yeah.
I'll fiddle with this. Sometimes I'll fiddle with this too. This like little.
When you're here. Like, do you draw? Like, if you have a notepad, do you just sit there and draw stars and
No,
stuff?
I used to. No, not anymore.
No, I do that. Like, I know you never talk on the phone to anybody, but
no.
when I talk on the phone to people, like, I'll just sit there. If there's something in front of me, I just draw
and
millions.
And that's when I used to. Yeah, that's when I used to. When before texting was like really a thing or any kind of messaging or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's
I wonder if phone calls will ever come back around. Like, you know how like people are like done with Facebook. They're done. They're slowly getting away from X. They're like doing all these things, and it seems like younger people are actually moving away from a lot of social media in general. And maybe that's not true or not. I don't know, but
no, I mean, anecdotal. Like, yeah, I've noticed that with like my kids. You know, they don't. No, they do spend a lot of time on social media.
But are they when they're on social media? Are they like they're talking to somebody? They're not really posting on a wall somewhere like a
right. Exactly. Yeah.
They're using it to communicate essentially.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where I think like when we grew up, like MySpace, Facebook, like we were posting on a wall, and then going back and forth in the comments with like bunches of people.
Yeah. Where
now it seems like it's just like messenger, like direct message back and forth, almost like you're using it to text message.
Yeah. My little sneaky kids, like, you always find a way around things, right?
Yeah.
So before they had social media, or like before we let them have that kind of stuff, they're like the kids will always figure out a way. So like we found out that our kids were using Pinterest.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, can we have Pinterest? And we're like, well, yeah. Okay, well, whatever. Pinterest is whatever. But then they were figuring out how to communicate to their friends through Pinterest.
That's amazing.
It's so funny. And then emails, they were emailing each other.
That's what I'm saying. It's going backwards. It's reverting. It's going to go to emails.
Well, that's only because we didn't let them have it. But, you know, now since we've let them have it, then
now soon people are going to just start calling each other again.
I don't know. I don't want people to call me. Don't call me.
Why? What's wrong with it?
I don't know. It just because like. I don't want to do the whole like formality thing. Like, how are you doing? Well,
I think that's a huge.
Tell me what you want.
Yeah, but also, this is a formality thing.
Well, yeah, but this is different though. We like choose to do this.
That's what I'm saying. You could choose who to call and who not to call. Like there's maybe 3 people that I talk to on the phone on a regular basis. We text each other, but then sometimes we'll call each other or. I don't really call them. They call me.
Yeah. No, yeah, when we're on road trips and stuff, you actually spend quite a bit of time on the phone.
Yeah. So but it's only certain people that call me. Everyone else will just text. So like yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. Don't call me.
Don't call
Text
Frank.
me. Don't call me.
Don't even text him.
I will not answer. I 100% guarantee you I will not answer.
That's crazy. Though if you're sitting on the couch and someone calls you, you just won't answer.
Why are you calling me? Just send me a message. What do you want?
That's weird.
Oh well. I don't know if you've met me or like interacted with me. Got a lot of quirks and features over here.
It's a form of. Do you think that they're going to give you like bad news, so you just don't want to talk to them?
No, I honestly just don't like. I know it sounds really contrived or whatever, but like I got a lot of stuff going on in my life. I don't have time to sit there and talk for 10 minutes. On the other side of the coin, this is also interesting though. This is also interesting. So like if I am in a message going back and forth with somebody, it is like I'm talking on the phone because like my kids will come in here or Angie will come in here and they'll be like talking to me and I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I'm in the middle of a conversation. It's like it is like I'm talking to someone on the phone. Like, give me a minute. Let me finish what I got to do.
You can only do one thing at a time.
Dude, I am very singular.
I know. Yeah. The whole driving thing is.
Yeah. I'm very singular focused.
Yeah.
And whatever I'm thinking of, like you can tell when I'm like really thinking about something else, I'm just like blank staring.
Yeah. I've had to snap you out of a couple of those.
Yeah.
Yo, real quick. 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Pay attention.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Then I'll do.
I like to talking to people in person. Talking to people in person, I love to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like as much like I don't want to give people the wrong impression that like I don't like people like coming up to the booth and stuff talking to me. I love that.
Yeah.
I love interactions and I love talking to people just because like I'm there, you're there, we're there. You know. We're having a moment.
I feel like if someone calls me that I don't usually talk to, I feel like I'm going to get trapped on the phone.
Yeah. You're going to be like, how are you? Oh, how are you? How are the kids?
Yeah. And then I don't want to be rude. Like,
what are you up to? Oh.
Yeah. I used to know someone that did that. Hey, what's up? I'm all.
Just hanging out, man.
Nothing's up. Nothing's ever up anymore. Like I'm in my 40s, man. Nothing's ever up.
There's nothing going on.
No, yeah. Like but back in the day, be like, "What's up?" Be like, let's go. What are you doing this weekend?" Da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's going on? How's your week been? Before we get into the mud,
busy.
Yo, you been busy? I've been chilling, man. It's been so nice.
Just because, here's what happened to me, right? So we leave. So I got ready Thursday for Chubbs. Go to Chubbs, get home Sunday, and then Sunday night, Taco and Sloan came over, and so Monday I was cruising around with those guys, and so I never really had like a downtime between Chubbs and Dino's.
Right.
It was just like this, and then so I just never and then someone was staying in my office all the time, so I don't like come in here and work.
Oh yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, that's true.
I could. I mean, I could put the laptop out there, but it's just more comfortable in here.
That's your area.
Yeah. So like I had videos, and I still have videos to catch up on to edit, but so I'm just like, now I can get back into my zone. Yeah. Everyone's gone, and
yeah, I was the same way. My thing was almost the exact same scenario, like leading up to Chubbs, getting ready for that, doing that. Then I got sick. I was sick on Sunday. Yeah, I got sick. I was actually starting to feel sick at the show, but I was like trying to just play it off. But then like by Sunday, dude, I was just wasted. So I get home, I slept forever on Sunday, but I still had to get ready for Dino's and do all the rest of the stuff I had to do. So I spent Monday, Tuesday getting ready, and then Wednesday I headed out to you and got there Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And that's when we did the podcast with Taco and Sloan. Which was cool. It was cool catching up with those guys. Not catching up with them, but like that was the first time I ever really talked to him. I met Taco once before at Forbidden, I think. I think he's never been to Forbidden. Who was the guy who came? I don't know. I can't remember. It was like
James P. Bush has come from.
Oh, P. Bush, P. Bush, Peabody, something like that.
P. Bush, yeah.
That's who I met at Forbidden one year.
They all look alike. All those guys look alike.
They all eat kangaroos and stuff, and. But anyway, it was. I think we should do a little recap on Chubbs because we really didn't get to do that hanging out with the Australians.
It was kind of weird going into Chubbs and they're just sitting there like. Yeah, I mean, they were both there, but
that's exactly what Angie said. She's like, "Oh, you guys wanted to talk about it, and then you realize, oh no, we have guests."
Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, it was good, great, good,
yeah. But Taco was there, so I mean,
they were both there.
Oh, Sloan was there. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Sloan had been there for like a month, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, Sloan.
Anyways, it was just shows where you can just go set up and not have to leave, and your hotel's right there, they're just always good.
Well, it was kind of like I kind of put myself in a bad spot before then, because like I kind of slept on getting a room. I don't know if I talked about this before, but I slept on getting a room, and just because like it is a smaller show and it's a big hotel, like you don't really
It's not a smaller show anymore, though.
No, I know it is.
But it is a very large hotel.
It is, yeah. So you would assume that like rooms might be available, right? So I just slept on it, and I was like, I'll get to it. Then I go to do it, and it's completely sold out. And we come to find out it's because they had that concert going on. And also, I think we did talk about that.
Yeah. So this kind of goes back to a lesson that I learned probably 3-ish years ago. That and especially with like doing the Forbidden Show and any other shows. Hotel, like the discount blocks, like even sometimes the discount blocks are the same price. Like, you're like, I could book it without the block and it's the same price. But what happens is the more the hotel gets filled up, the rooms that are not in the block get more expensive.
Oh, that makes sense.
So even if they would have had a room, you would have been paying probably double what the block was.
Well, when I called.
So anytime, and I tell our members this too, even if you don't think you're going to go to the show, the rooms are 100% refundable. So just book.
I know, it was pure laziness on my part.
Yeah. Because I think I even told you like one night, because I booked way early.
Yeah, you did.
And I was like, I just booked Chubbs. And like, I'll message you like, hey, I booked, go book. And you'll be like, okay, cool. And then you just don't.
I don't. But no, it all worked out. Me and Angie bunked with you and Lindsay. It worked out well. The show was great as always. Had a really good time. I'm a little disappointed no corn dog vendor.
Well, that's because you didn't bring your Forerunner.
Oh, is that what happened?
It's karma.
It's karma. No Forerunner, no corn dog.
Actually, so funny thing, I don't think the corn dog vendor's been there in a few years.
No, they were there. Well, yeah, no, wait, hold on. Yeah,
I think the corn dog vendor was there before 2019.
No, it was definitely after that, because they were at when it was in Pahrump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was definitely I don't know because like what year did it switch back from Pahrump to Buffalo
This
Bills?
is the second year.
Okay, so last year. And I can't remember if they were there last year, to be honest with you. Oh, no, I don't, because that was our third year, because I wasn't really paying attention to that. That's probably, they probably weren't there, and I just didn't notice because we were so wrapped up in that, which was also funny. Like, our 30, our 30, where we roll out super deep last year. We warned everybody, though. Like, we said, we're like, this is not happening again.
No. We okay, so clubs ebb and flow. It's funny because I kind of felt a little bad because you had Richard and Matt Reed, who are brand new members to our club. They were petitioning last year. They got in. They come to Chubbs. They're the only ones there. Yeah. Besides me and you, but me and you were kind of go to everything. So,
well, Rob was there.
That's true. Rob was there. So, but I like vehicle wise, right? Like, so I was.
And Roulette's like, I'm part of the club too, guys.
I know Roulette's like, hey.
Sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
So when I talk about that, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about vehicles.
Yeah, right. I know.
Because you could show up with 3,000 members in 2 vehicles. No one cares.
It's that's happened before.
Yeah. So it's funny because, and all clubs do this. They'll roll deep. Sometimes they'll roll deep for like a year, 2 years, and then life just happens. And then they roll a little bit not so deep, and then not so deep, and then you hear certain people complaining about when they don't, and then when they, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's one of those things where if you're in a club, expect it not to be the best all the time.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, these things can happen, but the key is to be okay with that.
Exactly.
Like, if you want to be happy in your club and have a good club experience, you have to be just okay with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If you're constantly worried about that kind of stuff, you're not going to have a good time. And then I think that's what happens when you end up with those people who are like, oh, I hate clubs. I don't want to be like, I've done the club thing. It's dumb. It's all drama, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I think those people who say that, I don't know everybody, but I think a lot of times that happens is like they have just a bad experience like that because their expectations were too high.
Yeah. Or they're the problem.
Or they are the problem. I mean, that's true too.
Yeah. It's that whole adage, right? Don't ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you could do for your country. Same. Just replace country with club.
Yeah.
It's you're there to represent your club, whether it's just you or whether you're part of the big group.
And even with 2 vehicles, those guys both represented like like Mass Truck is cool. The BMW is cool. Like those are just cool vehicles. And like when we went out to the after the thing, we went out to the Chevron, and that dude rolled by. And what did he say? He's like,
who's Ether? I don't know the model.
I don't know.
They were BMWs. It's BMW people or BMW people.
Nerds, and we're just like, what a nerd.
I know.
He's all, is that a BMW 77 blah blah blah? And he's like, yeah, man. And it's like, that's sick. We're like, nerds. That's okay, because I'm a Mazda Toyota nerd, so
yeah,
we're all nerds in our own special way. But BMW nerds and Porsche nerds.
Just
very Well, any German type vehicle, like
anything.
when you start getting to numbers,
anything.
Yeah.
It's literally anything. Like if you can go on a forum and find, different trims, different this. But I think just because BMW has and Porsche have so many different trim levels and
they're
chassis.
like number oriented and stuff like that. I was just watching
Chelsea's leaving. I wasn't saying I love you to you.
I mean,
Chelsea.
you can. It's fine. Yeah, I was just watching this video, the Vintra, and he had Scotto on there, and they were talking about the RWB vehicles and about how they're kind of getting clowned on right now.
Yeah, and
the history behind it. It's a really good video. If we could go down there.
Scotto was just on Smoke and Tire.
I haven't listened. I've been meaning to listen to it. Is it good?
I've only listened to the first 10 minutes because
it's like 3.5 hours long.
Well, his whole thing was he wanted to break the record.
Right. And that dude can talk.
Yeah. So they did the longest Smoke and Tire episode. So yeah, I haven't listened to it, but I heard him say that they're going to get into the RWB stuff, and I want to.
Yeah, well, Vintra, he made a whole video on it. Yeah, just because it's sort of become like a kind of like a parody of itself almost now. So they wanted to like really take it back to exactly what it was. It's a really great video. It's Vintra on YouTube, and Scott was on there. But back to what I was saying is like they were just like, yeah, the 911 blah blah blah, and it's a 912, and it's and I'm just like thinking, I'm like, nerds.
It's actually quite opposite. It's actually very cool.
No, I know it's very cool. It's all very cool, but it's just funny, like.
Yeah, because it's like we'll say nerds, but then when someone says, something about a C10 or what year is that or what is that, and you're just like, I don't know. And they're like, why don't you know? You're into trucks.
That's
true. It's like, I don't know. I don't pay attention. I know Toyotas and what front ends come on Tacomas in different years and bumpers and valances of different Toyotas and stuff.
But it's funny how like if you were into comic books and you're like, this is the first appearance of Wolverine, and it was this issue and blah blah blah. Someone would say, nerd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're all nerds.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Well, I saw something the other day that was explaining the difference between nerds and dorks. And one was it's like nerds are cool and dorks are not, or it was the other way around,
something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was off the rails. Yeah. Back to the show. The show was great, hanging out with everybody. I just have a good time at that show. Good. All day. It's just a good time. It's another one of those shows, though. It's just like go, 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 go all day long. But it's fun. It's fun.
It is.
So then that led us into the Dinos week. And, dude, this whole, like, if you were to, and a lot of people did. They did SEMA, Chubbs, and Dinos. Yeah. That's a lot of stuff going down in a 3-week span. So
I'm putting a note down because that reminded me of something I wanted to talk to someone about.
Yeah, no worries.
Because for the beginning of the week, if you're a mini trucker, starts with the Mini Truck Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. On Monday.
So if you're going for that and then staying the whole week of SEMA and then Chubbs, this whole thing is turning into like a 2-week extravaganza.
3-week if you count Dinos. Like if from the beginning of SEMA, one. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Yeah, you're right because Chubbs falls right in the middle of those two things.
Yeah. So and out here in Arizona, they did a whole week-long thing where there was 2 open houses per day. So it was like open house at GSI and Speedway Motors, open house at Fat Fender Garage and Dixon Flannel, and then you had the open house somewhere else, and then the Trey 5 open house, and then straight into Dino. So it's literally it's turning into just a week-long thing.
Yeah, and if you went to SEMA the week before, you're a tired person by the time Sunday rolls around after Dino's. Yeah. Did you go to you took the Australians to a couple of, or did you go to any of those open houses? The other ones?
I only went on. I forgot that they were having those open houses. So I was going to take them around to shops and just utilize I know this shop so we can go walk around in it, And so I did that on Monday at Arizona High Test, and because they didn't have an open house, but Taco and they wanted to go there and check it out. So we did that, and then but then Tuesday and Wednesday, I was like, oh, these shops are open. You guys can go by yourselves. So I didn't need to go. Okay. So that's when I stayed home and like inventory, got prepared and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, so I rolled into town Wednesday. We did the Australian podcast. We go right into Thursday setting up. I really like the whole setting up on Thursday thing. It's so nice. And later we'll talk about LST because that's freaking coming up in a couple months, you know. Yeah. But that Thursday, being able to set up like that is so chill. It's so nice.
It is.
When like, you know, to reference LST, when we roll into LST like Thursday night and then we just drop the stuff off and then Friday morning we're like.
Well, last year we didn't do that. Remember? Last year we got there early because I was like, we're leaving at like 2:30 in the morning.
LST.
And we rolled into LST in the afternoon. We were able to. It was chill. We were back at the Airbnb early, and it was just like, oh,
that's what I was saying. Yeah. That Thursday setup day is so nice to have. Yeah. And at Dino's, it was real nice. And because like you were like bringing all your stuff. I sort of like came. So my whole experience was. I joked about it all weekend that I was just an employee of Grindr TV last weekend. But that's what I was really there to do. I was there to, because I know exactly how crazy it is and how busy it can get. So I'm like, well, I'm going to come out and then I'll help you. And, you know, between like us and Kim and Glenn and, you know, everybody who helped out, it was just like this whole like kind of team effort, Mike. And, you know, we'll talk about that later too. But, but the effort, like we just sort of like it's understood exactly how big and monster that show is, and we're like, no, we're all hands on deck to make this happen. You know. And without Kim and Glenn, it would have been. Kim and Glenn are the best. They are. They're the absolute best. It was so I changed up the booth this year. So mine, like I've talked about this before, like my new favorite thing is like making sure the booth is functioning correctly, and like because there's always people in it, out it, and like we're just like all over the place, and I just don't want to mess. Like I want it to like be like this this thing that just flows. So instead of keeping the trailer there, I just put another set of easy ups behind us and closed them in, and it worked out really good. It was great. It was really cool. It, like you said, it kept that just the area behind the table is just super clean, and like you can just move back and forth with no problem without tripping over people or anything like that. And then what was really cool also, I don't know if this, I know because like you basically enclosed 3 on 1 and then 1, but basically one area had all 3 sides blocked off. So that was sort of like what you were calling the back room, which worked out great because all the stock sat back there. I mean, at times it looked like a mess, but
you couldn't see it from
no one saw it. No one saw it. And then what was also cool is we actually had like 3 areas. We had the main area in the front, which was for us to sell stuff, the back room area where all the stuff sat, and then this nice little area where people could like mingle and talk, and you guys could review footage and, you know, camera equipment and stuff. And then I don't know if this was purpose built, but then when we put the banners in front of it, it also created like a door. Yeah. So people were like, you could slide in and out. So again, like if you looked at it from the front, it's just a booth with banners and stuff, but it created another space. So yeah, that kind of was it like that way at LST. Yeah, it was. The banners were blocking the back room. Yeah. So it was really cool. The next thing that I need to figure out is I think the banners need to be in front of the booth somehow. In front of the booth? How would you do that? The only way I can think of doing it is maybe put a couple on wire racks. So if you took a wire rack and had it poking out of the center of the booth. Oh, out like out. Like not like draped in front, but like sticking out. Yeah, just because I think like if they were out, if you look down the aisle, or you could see them instead of them being hidden in the back a little bit, because they're a little hidden in the back, and I don't know how to figure or put them like, you know how people put like up on top of the banner or on top of the easy up like a Eve, but they're just big, and I just don't know if I want to go. It might start to look. It might go off the rails a little bit like that. It can happen real fast. Yeah. Because right now it looks super clean, but even PS like one vendor that was next to us didn't show up all weekend, so that was an open space. And then when I hung my 2 banners at the end, also created another wall, but it also you're like, oh, you should put one on the outside too, and it would sandwich them so you can see them on the inside and the outside, which was really cool. I got this awesome clip. I'm just sitting there with Kim and we're just chatting, and then we look over and there's like dudes walking up to the banner and like taking pictures with it. My possessed banner with the skull and the S10 and stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's freaking cool. So it was like, just like another thing for people to check out,
Yeah, it is. It's fun figuring that booth out. Like I said, it really after Forbidden, after I kept seeing pictures of my truck with just boxes and shit behind it.
Yeah, that was sort of like the catalyst for you. You're like,
it was.
Well, we need to figure something out here.
Yeah, exactly. It's just another one of those things that you never pay attention to until you start paying attention to it, and you're just like, because it really is like it not images everything, but it like you look at a booth, and if it's just it looks like a swap meet. You don't want to go up there. Like it makes me not want to go up. It cheapens the product.
And walking around Dino's, definitely that. Like I'm not going to call it specific vendors, but walking around that was definitely some themes for some places.
Yeah.
I'll point out the ones that I really liked, and I'll name them. And I'm going to forget their name.
Was it Vintage something?
Hold on one second. Okay. Just kidding. I lost my phone.
Oh,
it fell and it disappeared.
Your house ate it.
It did. I don't know where it went. But anyway, so I did take some photos of the actual the shirt. I saw a couple shirts I liked in there. I took some photos. Yeah. But anyway, I can't remember the name, but they were behind us, and their booth was really cool. Like they definitely made it where you walk in and you're like inside of the booth, and they had like all the designs up, racks on the back of the booth, all the designs, and then underneath it. Kind of like how Stay Loaded does it with the racks with them, like almost like a Hot Topic. So you just go up there and you like see the design, you pull one out of the box, you go up, you pay for it and stuff. So that was really cool. Really like that. But yeah, there was a couple of them that were like, you can tell that, you can definitely tell that it was like like a cash grab kind of almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of vendors out there that do that. They're just kind of like, set up, make as much money as they can. They don't care, and I feel like we're to a point now where we can dial that stuff in, and it improves sales because you know what I mean. It people just they notice that, and even the people that don't notice it, they might notice it and not even think about it.
That's it. You don't think about it. Yeah. It just looks clean and it looks presentable and it looks welcoming. And you don't even think about it. Like that's the best. Like, you don't want to rock up to it and be like have the one where it's like looks like a swap meet. You're like, ugh,
Same with the people in the booth. So
that's
like
important too. Yeah,
it is important too. So if people are in the booth and they're nice and they look like they're having a good time, then it makes you feel like you're having a good time. And if people are there just like mean mugging or looking like they're too cool or whatever, then it's not good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that come up to the booth though are genuinely just like in a good mood and a good vibe. Like I think with our booth, I don't know if it's because we put out that vibe, which welcomes in that vibe or whatever, but I've never had that I can recall. Maybe we have like an issue where it was like a bad vibe. It's always been a good vibe. It's always a good vibe.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. Even like a lot of locals, like people that just didn't. That's what that show draws so many people that are into trucks, but it's not their whole life. They just wanted something to do on Saturday, and they just go there and just look at all the vehicles and then buy stuff.
Well, that was when you went to the dealership, or like tell that story. You went to the dealership and someone was wearing your shirt, and you're like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, the Ford dealer right here. I was getting an oil change, and the guy in front of me had a Grinder TV shirt on. And I was like, "That's a cool shirt." And he was just like, "Yeah, my buddy bought it for me at some big show." And
that was Dino's.
Yeah. And that kind of goes into like our booth was in a different area this year.
It was that was the one thing I want to talk about was the layout.
Yeah. So this is to anyone that's throwing shows or that wants to throw a show. It's important. Consistency is important, especially if you have a big show, because people will if they go and find something one year, the next year they were going to go look for your booth again. And we had so many people come up to us like, I've been looking for you guys. Or some people even said, I never could find you guys. So it's pretty important. And I know that some things do have to change sometimes. And Dino's definitely did have to, like, he had to alter things. And I think this is now the final version of everything.
That would be, it won't be bad if it stays like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely, being the last time I didn't go last year. I went in 22 and I didn't come in 23. But And I don't know if I'm recollecting it wrong, but I felt like it was more foot traffic in 22. Is it maybe because we were by the bathrooms and we were kind of near that middle area? That's probably why, But I definitely felt like it does feel. It was also different.
We were also very closer to the booth in front of us, so the aisles were smaller.
Yeah.
So it was definitely maybe it was a little bit of like a squeeze thing. It just felt like, I don't know, but what's
your opinion on? So he kind of like placed all the apparel vendors together. So I don't know. I haven't developed an opinion about this. I don't know what it is, but do you think, because some people will trip over that. They're like, oh, I can't be around all these t-shirt vendors if I'm selling t-shirts, What do you think? Consolidating it to one place or having?
I think it's the best way to do it, because especially because if you had t-shirt, here's the thing: there were t-shirt vendors dotted all over that place, because every single other booth, that even if they sold chassis, they also sold merch.
Right.
So it doesn't matter where you're at. There were 240 vendors there, and I guarantee you 210 of them all had merch for sale.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And, so like doesn't matter where you are, you're going to be next to a shirt vendor. So nowadays every shop has merch for sale, so it doesn't matter if you have 10 shirts for sale or 2 shirts for sale, you're going to be next to a shirt vendor. And I always say it's up to you to create designs that people want to buy. If you go to a show and you don't sell anything,
it might be on you.
It might be you. So like and then but like chassis companies, they put all an airlift and like the air ride companies, like you could look at them and all together. You don't have to be like, oh, here's GSI, now I got to go find Rev B, or now I got to go find Roadster Shop. They're all right there. So I think that at a show like that, it's just like SEMA, you have all with the wheel haul, the tire haul, and all that stuff. I think you have to put them together.
I agree. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, a show like, and then that show you can. A show like LST gets a little harder because of the layout. It's not just a square,
Yeah, it's sort of like a whole, like its own thing.
Yeah, and they've been like getting different vendors over the years. So one vendor might leave, and then they're like, oh, we have an open spot, so you just get placed there no matter what you are.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just thought that was because I heard that from not there. I've just heard that before. So
I've heard it before too.
To get your opinion on that. But no, that was great. The show layout was also a little bit different too. So we had sort of that vendor expo in the middle, and then you had like show trucks on. If you're like sitting in the booth facing west, you had them on to your left, and then vendor expo to your right, and then the truck show in the next parking lot over.
Yeah, there's definitely a disconnect because I heard this from a lot of people between the show staff and the stadium staff.
I see what you're saying. I thought you meant there was a lot of disconnect between the show. There felt like a disconnect between the kind of where we were in the show and everything like that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's so big. There's going to be a disconnect regardless. But no, I think the layout's really good. I think that where we parked, but both days, I think they shouldn't allow any stock cars to park there. It should just be open for all custom trucks, and then we should park somewhere else. So I don't know. I think there was like some weird things, but with a show with that many vehicles, that many people, that many vendors, like
especially you're dealing with a thing like that stadium. That's a huge corporate entity that like it is like a disconnect. You have like these like homegrown truck dudes who want to have a truck show and have a good time, but then you're dealing with this like big corporate entity that just merely wants to run their business the most efficient way that they can run it, Yeah. So that's probably where the disconnect is between the two. Yep. But no, it was still cool because like, so my experience from that perspective, my filming experience for the weekend was, I did a lot of filming with my gimbal and my bigger camera, and then I had the pocket. And at one point I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to get all the way out there. I actually, to be honest with you, since I wasn't like, how do I put this? Like, it's like when you make your video, like your video is expected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they expect you to make a video. My expectations are a little lower. Therefore my plan of attack was a little more nonchalant. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick to the vendor. There's so many cool trucks in this like, square area right here. I can kind of get away with it. But then I don't know how it came. Oh, what came about was Mike on the mic, Mike Milan. He brought a bicycle, and he's like, "Oh, I brought my electric scooter. You want to use it?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure." That was the coolest thing all weekend was having this electric scooter.
It was because I had to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, "What am I?" And you're like, "Take the scooter." I'm like, "Oh yeah,
yeah." Just freaking mob off. It was so cool.
Yeah. And didn't Lindsay take it and it died on her?
It did. So Mike forgot the charger. So Saturday was
Mike doesn't charge anything. He doesn't charge his camera batteries. He doesn't charge his microphones. He doesn't charge his scooter.
So Friday was great because it was fully charged. Saturday, by the time Lindsay got there, she like parked super far away and she had to push it back.
I was gonna say like that. Just real quick, going back to all this, like you have to have a plan of attack this year, and our plan was to get every single thing in there Thursday, so we barely had to bring anything on a Friday.
Right. And I know what you're going to bring it.
Actually, I didn't even think about that until right now.
I thought you were going to give me more crap for it.
I know. I gave Frank a lot of crap because he forgot the Easy Up cart that I bought specifically for these instances. And I get excited when I buy things and I can use them. And I was like, oh.
You're like,
okay,
great.
Well, next time.
And then so it was me, you, and Chupas Friday morning. Pelican cases, cookies. I could tell you were a little upset that morning.
I was not upset. I was kind of like, just like, I get to make fun of Frank for a little while for this. But it was just one of those things where you just figure it out. You know? Like you just figure it out, and we did it. And next year, the thing I want to do, because we bought ice every single morning. Mm-hmm. Next year, I'm gonna buy one of those big Arctic coolers.
Mm-hmm. Full of ice.
The club's gonna buy a big Arctic cooler because we need it for our show.
Well, yeah, you need it for the show too.
Grinder TV will rent it from the club.
Oh, lease it.
Yeah, tax purposes.
Tax purposes.
And then Thursday, we'll just fill it with bags of ice.
Yeah.
And then we won't have to buy ice the whole weekend.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because just not having to do anything, just getting there and not just worrying about parking, and then that's it.
It was nice. It felt very much like a SEMA. Mm-hmm. You know, having your essentials and just having the booth already set up and getting in there. No, to finish my thought on the scooter, it was cool because that actually expanded my filming experience because I jumped on that thing. I wasn't going to try to carry my gimbal around and everything, so I just put my pocket in my pocket, jumped in that thing, and I went to the farthest parking lot, and then just sort of made my way back. Like the shot, again, like, you know, we talk about tools in the tool belt and stuff like that. Like the shots are not going to be as dynamic as they could. Mm-hmm. However, when someone watches that video and they see their truck that was on the other side of the parking lot, at least in the video, they're like, oh, hey, cool. Thanks for putting forth that effort.
I was just going to say, because almost all the videos you're going to see are going to be the vendors.
Right.
That's where the bulk of the badass trucks are, right?
Yeah.
But if you get out in that lot where just the free lot, mm-hmm. You'll find gems out there.
That's what
and not even just gems, but just. And I try to do this at almost every single show. I'll film like mini nats. I'll go to the back corner because a lot of times people get missed over for like trucks like the Stranger, Zach's, or Oliver's, and it's just like.
Well, and also the reality is it's just natural. You just start walking out and you just start filming stuff, and by the time you get there, you're burnt. Yeah. You know, that's why it's beneficial to start out there and work your way back. But that happens a lot too. You just like, it's not anything against the people off in the corners. It's just sometimes you just run out of gas. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Start at the farthest part and make your way in.
Yeah. So it was cool. That was awesome. Just kind of I got to be on the scooter. I'm like, oh, kickstand down. Boom. Hit the kickstand. Take a couple clips. Jump back on it. It was pretty tight.
Are you going to buy one of those scooters?
I was talking to Angie about it, and actually, you know what I really want? They're called Super 73s, and they're electric bikes. But like, you know, I've noticed a lot of the electric bikes, they kind of, okay, if you have one of these, I'm sorry, they kind of get a little dorky.
Yeah.
A lot of them are kind of like dorky looking, but Super 73s look slick. They look like vintage, like motocross. So like, I don't know if you remember, but like motorcycles in the 70s had, instead of like a mono shock or a mono spring in the back with a swing arm, it had the swing arm and it had two shocks that came down. So like, these are modeled after like a mid to late 70s. I think that's why they call them Super 73s, because they're modeled after mid to late 70s motocross bikes.
Now, my thing with the difference of the scooter and that is definitely cooler. But the scooter is one of those things that's more compact.
It is more compact. It folds up and it can go away easy. The thing that I did find that was like a hassle was if you don't have two hands on that scooter, it gets squirrely super fast.
Oh, yeah.
So like that's why like, I was like when I had to go get something out of the truck, I would have to take like a backpack or a bag. I mean, and again, that's like not a big deal, but it's like little things, right? Because with a bike, you can like let go, you can ride it with one hand and you can still control it pretty easy. But since the scooter's so skinny and tall, it gets a little squirrely. It goes very fast. It got up to 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, it does. Like when I said me and Chupas rode those all around Salt Lake City that one time, we had a blast.
Yeah.
Like,
they're fun. It's really fun. And then
and when you ride them around a city like that, and you just you don't have to take, it ran out of battery or I'm done. You just leave it on the side of the road.
No, that was a cool little bonus of that whole thing. But yeah, so that was my electric scooter experience.
I left the booth twice. No, 3 times. Friday, and when the sun started going down, I walked down the cruising row to that teal and white square body that was down there, the Lakeside Customs.
I missed that one. Everybody's talking about that truck, and I heard it's super freaking cool.
Yeah. So I just kind of did that, got some footage, circled around back, and then Saturday I went over to Boyd real quick, and I went over to Seth, and that was it. Like I didn't go over. It was very odd because usually.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. That was by design.
It was, but it was still odd. Like I'm having trouble sometimes remembering my entire goal for this thing. Like my goal is build videos, not show videos, but I still want to put out show videos. So I'm going to do the show video sometimes, but then Chupas will do them sometimes. But then like I didn't even fly my drone because I looked over and Milan was flying the drone and he's really good at it. And then he was doing all the people stuff. And I was like, okay. And then I looked up and Kim and Glenn are doing the booth. I was like, I don't know what's happening right now.
No, it's execution. It executed. Yeah. It's done executed. Yeah. I was going to ask you about that because like that was a little bit of a topic conversation during the weekend is like you set out to have this plan over the last like year or two and it was slowly building to it. And it sort of, this show was sort of like the culmination of all those ideas and plans being laid. You know, I thought it was really cool. And like, you know, again, from me being the Grindr TV employee for the weekend, like everything was so fluid and it worked so well. And you could tell that this wasn't just a thing that was just sort of like, it wasn't just random. Like it was, this whole thing was very, very methodically planned out to get to that point. And I think it worked out really well.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for LST, the next big one. Cause that's pretty much it. Like we have Clackus this weekend, which by the time this airs, it will already happen. And then Severed, which now you're not coming to.
I'm not.
And then,
so I apologize to all of the people that at Dino's. Oh, I'm coming out of Severed. I'll see you Severed. No.
When did you start feeling like you're just like,
well, I mean, because if you remember, the original plan was I was going to take the trailer home with me. But then, like, by the time that weekend was over and I was ready to bounce at like 6 a.m. from your pad, I was like, I'm not screwing around with this. And then
I told you I could have brought it up.
And then you said that. And then you said that. And then I was like, okay. And then you said, you know, why don't you take a couple days and really think about it? And I did. I came home and I was like, well, I did again. I made not a promise, but I did say to a lot of people. I said, "Okay, okay." And then Angie told me, like, "Oh yeah, the kid has a thing. It's the last thing of the year." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm not going."
Yeah,
it was like,
well, now you messed up because you were gonna go to Dr. Phil with me.
Oh, that's right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. I told Chelsea, I was like, well, now you're going because I don't have any other friends to go with.
Right. Sorry. I totally forgot about that part. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, no, I think it'll be good. I'm going to start, I'm starting my LST prep right now, actually.
Yeah.
Because usually I'll, you know, kind of like it's the end of the year and I'll just say like, oh, you know, just the holidays and everything. But, and then in January I start going. And then by the time LST rolls around, I'm like, you know, in a rush. I'm starting right now. I'm going to have everything planned out. And like, it's kind of worked out. Like this year, I found myself a lot of times, except for I did make a slight miscalculation between Chubbs and Dino's getting stuff prepared. And I had to spend Monday, Tuesday. Being sick as crap, printing those 2 days and inventorying, getting them ready. So I did make one slight mistake. However, I think since like we talked about like coming up with new designs and like always kind of like being, fresh and moving forward, like I find myself more prepared a lot.
Well, it goes back to that fluid thing, because what you usually used to do is kind of similar to what I had, but not really. You would come up with like new designs right now, and then you would start them at the beginning of the year and just run them to the end of the year.
Right.
And then now it's just like, no, it's just constantly coming up with new ones. Well, so you can just like, oh, this one didn't really sell well, I'm not going to print it anymore. I'm going to bring this one that I already have designed. I'm going to bring that into the mix.
Yeah, and then what's cool, you're exactly, you nailed it. I don't need to repeat any of that, but like, yeah, you nailed it, because that's what I used to do. But now, since we've done this new thing, when I get back to LSD, they're all new shirts anyway. It's like I don't have to like come up with, because like I used to get in this thinking before of like how like traditional apparel companies, like you have a spring line and like you come out with your new stuff, and then like now things move so fast, like you just have to, there's no like spring or fall or whatever. It's just constantly coming up with new stuff. So yeah, so I find myself a lot of times prepared, and a few times like, oh man, I'm ready to go. I don't feel so stressed out, which also helps, Yep. But
now you just have to do that thing where you print more shirts, so you're not doing that print thing. Like,
I know. Look, we talk a lot about these.
I mean, you're only kicking your own self in the ass when you do that.
I know. Yeah. And we always talk about these little mental hurdles that we have to overcome, and that's the next one that I like, before it was coming up with the designs and making them. And now it's coming over that hurdle. Like, just print 100 of these things, and just stash them. And then, so I will eventually break that mental hurdle.
It's us breaking old habits.
Yeah, exactly.
And seeing, going, oh, well, this is actually better than doing that. But sometimes it takes a while to like get out of, like me, it took me a while to get out of like that pinstripe C10 shirt that I had.
Right.
I was like, this one sells the most, I'm always going to print it. And then I go, I have to replace this with something.
Yeah.
And so like that was like breaking that habit.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, you were laying what I said earlier, the Dinos was the culmination of all these ideas, but it still took you a while to come up with those ideas, to implement those ideas, and to be comfortable with those ideas, and like even executing it, getting to that point, you were still, like you said, you were still like a little like, oh, I don't know what to do, because you're still, but eventually it will just be like, this is how this operation works.
Yeah.
And it just takes time.
Yep.
But the only other thing about Dinos was the actual trucks. Like, there were so many killer trucks. I missed that Tiffany blue square body, which I regret. I feel like I probably missed so much cool stuff.
Oh yeah,
but I saw a lot of cool stuff.
The best part about it was Panda getting his Tacoma in.
Oh, that was so great.
Because there was a clip that my buddy posted, and he was doing a time lapse of Dino welcoming everybody in. And you see this Ranger pull up, and Dino goes, nope, and he pointed it, and he made him drive away. And
no way.
Made him run. Yeah, but Panda brought the Tacoma in, which was hilarious.
That was so great. I think
it should be a game.
Like what you can sneak in?
What you can sneak into Dino's. Not a Chevy truck, a Toyota, a Nissan.
And not a Ford, because that...
Not a Ford, because it...
because like, okay, bear with me on this one. Getting a Toyota in is funny.
Yeah.
Getting a Ford in is just being a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're just trying to be a jerk, but especially a body dropped Toyota Tacoma, not just like a stock one, not just like, no, a body dropped mini truck.
Yeah.
That is a Japanese truck.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clever as well.
That is. So that's the new game, everybody.
Oh no, and then we're going to get in trouble, because next year a couple people are going to try to do that, and then
No, I want everyone to try to do it. And if you don't get in, then that's the rules, and if you do, then that's Dino's problem. He messed up. Because at first Dino's was like pre 98.
Yeah, it was 48 to 98 Chevy trucks.
Now it's whatever. Like it's gotten to this point where it's just like any year Chevy can go.
Trucks on Friday though. Well, but even that's kind of like muddied as well because like Switch brought out the Impala on Friday.
Well, if you're a vendor, you can bring a car out because it's displaying
it's
your
part
work.
of your thing. Oh, I see.
It's part of your thing because Tray 5 and Eye Candy had that Cadillac out there. So like,
oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're just a guy that's going in to get in for free, let's see how many minis we can sneak in there.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my gosh, I can see this going not great, but we'll see.
As long as you know when you get there that you probably not going to make it in.
Yeah, then that's fine.
Local Arizona guys, that's it.
Yeah,
don't drive from the East Coast.
Oh, I know. Imagine some dude trailers his truck all the way out there.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry about that.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to be the what? Because we kind of talked about it. Like, what's going to be the alternate Dinos when Dinos gets?
No, the anti-Dino show?
The anti-Dino show, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't want to say that, but, you know.
Well, okay, because this is how it goes. Shows they start out small. They get really big. Then they have to get security involved. Then the rules. Then they have to press the rules. Then they have to charge money. And then everything, what it started out as is not what it turned into.
Right.
And that's not due to the show promoter. Sometimes it is. But it's just due to the size. When you have a lot of people, you got to regulate things. And at Viva Las Vegas that way.
That was my example, yeah.
Yeah. So now, isn't there like the anti-Viva show up the street at the
it's called the Rebel Rumble or something like that.
Yeah, because Viva was just like a tiny thing when everyone partied, and now it's like this vendor extravaganza, bands, like can't do this, can do that, da-da-da. So there's always the rebellion.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't know, because like the approach is different with Dinos, because as much as it gets giant and conflated, like it's still the core values are there.
Yeah, because he's up there saying thank you to everyone that comes out. Yeah. He's doing his best. He's not going to make everybody happy. There were people that were upset.
Well, they are.
You know, and with it, but he didn't like go out to be like to do that.
Right,
you know?
Right. Because his whole thing is just to provide a really cool event for people, a free event for people. And my favorite part, you know, I this is a thing, but my favorite part was watching Dino greet the people in. That's the thing. Like, he just stands there and greets 9,000 trucks coming in.
Yeah.
But what's even more special is it's not just like, oh, hey, welcome. Oh, hey, welcome. Hey, welcome. It's a, hey, welcome. Thanks for coming. Oh, dude, I love those wheels. Yeah. Oh, dude, this roof is sick. Like, imagine like that. Like, Dino is the dude, and you pull up, and he's like, hey, I like your wheels. Like,
yeah,
that's gotta be like
the reason this whole thing happened is because he's just a truck dude.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not trying to. He became famous and became this like icon of this whole thing, but in the end, the dude just likes to drive different trucks.
He just like hang out with his friends and mess around with trucks.
Yeah. Did you see he had a mini truck there?
Which one?
So he built a S10, square body S10.
Oh,
huge fat wheels on the back. Like they're like, there's only like this much room in between the two tires. It's a Pro Street S10 that he had built for Dinos.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think I did see that. Because that matches his like the early 60s truck. That's like
the Pro Street. Yeah. So yeah. In the end, the dude's just a truck dude that just like I just posted that 2015 drone view.
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
That was crazy.
It's amazing. And you know what I don't know, I'm just speculating here, but I can see it is things eventually become big, and then maybe eventually everything ends, right? I think it will just go right back to where it was. It's going to be like a handful of, when it's all said and done, it's going to be a handful of dudes back at like his shop or something, or some small gathering. Yeah. And he's going to be just as excited and just as stoked to do that. Like it's really genuine, you know?
Yeah.
We talk a lot about like, genuineness coming through, like when we make stuff, or when you can tell when people aren't genuine and they're just making stuff like to make stuff or whatever.
Well, it goes back to the cash grab.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell when something's a cash grab. You can tell when a show promoter is just doing something for a cash grab.
Yeah.
It might not come through right away, but eventually it comes through.
Yeah, eventually people figure it. And that's the comparison to Viva, that's what Viva was. Viva ended up just being a cash grab and just being this thing. You know,
there's nothing wrong with capitalizing on a good thing.
But be genuine about it. Don't be disingenuous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
never forget where you came from, basically.
Right. And I don't think Dino ever will, you know?
No. He's just a Chevy truck dude.
Yeah, it's really cool. Had a blast.
Guess what I found?
What'd you find? Oh
Japanese
yeah. Oh,
stuff.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I put mine on my fridge already. That was from our friend.
Yeah. I needed to charge I had not charged my laptop. It was still because when I took it to Dino's, I just kept bringing out, dumping footage.
Yeah.
And I never got the charger out. And then I just now needed the charger today for it. And I like opened the backpack and these were in there.
Yeah.
So.
That was from our friend R.A. Anna from Japan, who has the killer Tacoma. And what truck does her husband have?
C10.
Oh, he has a C10? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Neither do I. I could be just talking out my ass right now. And I don't even know.
Didn't even know. But her truck, everybody knows her truck. It's the white standard cab. It's just super sick. It was really cool. I've never met them before. You've actually stayed at their house, you said.
Well, yeah, we went and had a get together at their place in Japan.
Yeah. First time I met them, very, very friendly, very, very cool people. So that was awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
I don't even know if they listen. They probably don't listen because it doesn't make any sense to listen.
That's why we could just get everything wrong and no one will correct us.
Oh, I'm sure people will correct us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the other great thing all weekend, just seeing great friends, chopping it up with everybody. So great.
The other best part about the weekend was the now Chupus and Mike duo.
Oh my goodness.
So
this amazing.
Came about because obviously we have Mike on the mic, who's just a huge part of the whole Dino's video experience. And he usually walks around with his GoPro and films himself with this little microphone. Well, Mike moved and all of his stuff was in a storage somewhere. So he couldn't find some things me and Mike did not prepare enough for this. So we didn't like test equipment or anything. We just figured it would work. So we get there, his mics are peaking, like all this stuff is happening. So we ended up using a couple of DJI mics and he went around with his GoPro and did that. But then on Saturday, Chupus had basically filmed everything. So Chupus was like, I'll just follow you around, Mike, and I'll film you. And they kept coming back and showing us the footage.
It's so
and everything
good.
just got funnier and funnier and funnier. And I'm not going to spoil anything.
No.
I put the picture of Mike on the horse because I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
That was a good just like picture. Mike's on a horse. Damn it, this is going to be good.
No context, just Mike sitting on a horse at a C10 show.
So yeah, it's going to be funny. I can't wait to edit the video.
I cannot wait for the world to see that. It's so good. And like, kind of like maybe a little bit behind the curtain without giving away too much is like because like previous years he did the questions, like what was your favorite cereal? What's your favorite, or what's your favorite taco toppings? Like those are great.
Yeah.
You try to mix it up this year. And it kind of didn't gel at first. Like it was kind of missing a little bit. And
so
it wasn't.
There's a podcast called Are You Garbage?
Oh yeah, I didn't know exactly how much you wanted to go into it.
Yeah, I'll give it a little bit, right?
Okay,
a little bit of context. So we were me, Joe, Melina, and Morgan. We're coming home from C10s in the park, and we were talking about stuff, and we were like, we all listen to Are You Garbage? We're like, we should ask those questions at Dino's because it's so funny. So I had a list. And Mike doesn't listen to Are You Garbage? So I think the way he was asking the questions, it just wasn't vibing. It wasn't vibing. So he even told me, he goes, hey, this isn't working. I was like, then don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't force it. Just ask them what their favorite flavor of ice cream is. Just do whatever you want to do. Like,
and that's when everything started to click. When you said you guys just make something, and they did.
They did.
They did. That was my other favorite part of the weekend was Mike and you and me and Chupus just kind of hanging out, like just kind of like getting that like those relationships getting better. Like me and Chupus, like I found myself like. I mean, I've known Chupus a long time, but just every time we hang out, the more you hang out with the person, the more you kind of like click and kind of like find your level or whatever, So it was amazing. It was really cool.
It was good. And we'll be doing the same thing at LST.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? Mike on the mic or just like hanging out?
Just
just hanging out. Oh yeah. Well, it's going to be a little different for LST this year. It's just going to be me and Chupus.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Joe's not going though, but and I don't think Lindsay's going. So yeah, it'll just be us.
Yeah. It's still going to be fun though.
It is. And the other thing I want to talk about is, but do you remember we had this conversation about Black Friday last year?
I vaguely
remember. You're like, do you do Black? I was like, nah. And we're like talking about how I was like, nah, I just don't feel like I need to do a Black Friday sale. So I changed my mind this year.
Oh, you're going for it.
And I'm doing it. And,
you're on your us having our brands. I see. Okay.
Yeah. So right now, between basically here and Cyber Monday, which is the Monday after Thanksgiving, if you go to my website, you will get 10% off shirts, hats, banners, free shipping, and a free keychain.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And I changed my mind because I was talking to a buddy of mine who also has a brand, and he said, you just have cash sitting in your garage. It's just sitting there. Just, you could print more of it. Why not just sell? You're going to lose a couple of bucks here. You're going to lose, but you're going to make that up later on.
That's a great point.
Yeah. It really, because my attitude on it before was just like, no, I don't need to have it. Just buy my stuff. But now I thought about it and I go, no, that totally makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to tell Frank about this.
Yeah. No. Well, maybe I'll come in. Well, no, because so that's this week. So first of all, I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving this week. And so I can't say anything unless I pull some down my butt right now, which I don't want to do. So maybe next year.
But even if you just say you get 5 free stickers with every T-shirt order, or this, because you're literally just sitting on this stuff.
No, that's true.
You can just, and especially you can just print more of it, So,
it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, so you're going to get stickers and you're going to get free keychains and free shipping and 10% off my crap.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And we have a new giveaway.
Oh, we have a new giveaway.
We do. I got the stuff yesterday. I was supposed to get it at Chubb's. That didn't work out. I picked it up yesterday. I haven't looked in. I thought it'd be kind of fun to just open it and just dig through it and see what's in there.
That's a great idea.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. All right. So basically, Chris from Alan Ed's Escondido.
Sorry, I just knocked everything over.
No, I know it's your thing. I'm just telling everyone who gave it to us.
Yeah,
so we got
cool.
Yeah, Chris from Alan Ed's Escondido, who always hooks us up with stuff and just is always a big supporter of a lot of the events. And
of the whole scene in general.
Well, it was funny because at Chubb's, he came up and he was like, he had some moonshine. Yeah, and he was just he was having a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
He was having a really good time. And he goes, I'll get you your stuff. And so the next morning he messaged me. He's like, are you still here? I was like, no, but Frank is. But then you guys missed each other. But then you gave it to Oompa, and now you have it. So.
I have it. Yeah. That morning I bounced it. I was just like, I got to go home. But anyway, all right, let's start here. So starting with the top, we have.
And we don't even know what this is. So this will be cool.
I mean, we don't know what this is. Just some stickers.
That's all it is. Just stickers.
So when you go to the website, never know. No. All right. So we got this. This is a focal two-way coaxial kit. So it's two.
Let me see it. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. This is two. I think there's. I'm trying to see the size. I think there's 6s, 6.5s.
Probably 6.5s.
Yeah, 6.5.
So focal 6.5 components.
6.5. Yeah, focal 6.5 components. Got one of those.
I need those for my Maverick.
And then this is another part of it. This is an focal two-way component kit. So these are two 6.5 with mids in the middle, and then these are.
Oh yeah.
What are these?
That's mids and highs.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. There you go. So
the components. So we got some good stuff right there.
Yeah, definitely. So a focal component kit, and it comes the mids and highs right there.
Yep.
Another sticker.
Yep, more stickers. Alan Ed's Auto Sound Escondido.
This was interesting. This is SoundSkin's 4-piece speaker kit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. What is it?
So it's basically the mat that you need under your 4Runner just so you don't burn your feet.
Oh, this is sound deadening material.
Yeah, but it looks like it's pre-cut. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sound deadening material. Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's sound.
Don't steal that.
I'm not stealing anything, Brian. And then this. The roller to install the sound deadening kit. Yeah, so then you put these in your doors or whatever, and then you sound deaden your doors, and you roll it out, and you're gonna have some good sounding speakers. Yeah, good sound.
Yeah.
So this is what we got going on. Go to our websites. Every $5 spent gets you one entry into the drawing. Thank you to Chris.
Thanks, Chris. And anything that you've bought from us since our last one.
Yep, you're automatically entered.
Yeah, because sometimes we just don't know what we're giving away.
Yeah, because it takes a minute to figure it all out.
Yeah,
but
we should give away a truck.
Eventually, we'll get there.
We have the goal. Maybe let's set a goal for the end of next year.
Really? Wow. That's
why
bold.
not? I mean, nothing. I mean, we just pick one off your property.
I know the Toyota.
Yeah.
It's got no motor. No,
it's actually more of a hindrance for the person that won.
Imagine you're like, I want a truck, and then you no motor, you're like, doesn't run. That'd be so hilarious. You're like, I don't want this.
You're like, well,
sorry. Get this away from me.
No, you just put it at the end of your street.
I know. So come pick it up. Yeah. No takey backies. But yeah, well, cool. Yeah. So that's that.
That's that. That's the Dinos thing and Kalakis. I think I'm doing just a turn and burn.
Oh, I was going to ask you. Yeah, I didn't know if that was post-pod or...
Yeah, I don't know. Like I have all these grandiose plans of like coming out early, doing guest episodes, and now I'm like,
hey, that's whatever's clever, man. We got plenty of time to do other stuff too, because you're going to be back out here for the Christmas party.
Yeah,
and so we can do something then too. Dude, my gift is it's coming in Saturday. It's so sick.
I haven't even thought about my gift yet.
Ooh.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You need to get on.
Mine's going to be kind of cheesy, I think, probably.
Well, you can't do that. You said specifically, you went into the club group and you specifically said, no jokes, nothing cheesy.
A 30-year banner that's been sitting in my garage. It's all wrinkly.
And you're like, that's cool.
I know. No, it'll be something. I just I have not put any thought into it, and I need to. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
I tried to do something that was very unique. Well, I mean, what I have is unique. There's no doubt about it. It's very unique. But I had this other idea, and I couldn't put it together in my brain, and it just didn't work out. So, but I'm sure there's going to be some killer stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, this is funny. Yes, it will be. It'll be fun. Do you want to answer any questions?
We can, or do you want to save those for next week?
Oh, we can't. We can't talk. We have to answer one.
All right, let's do one because we are. Oh,
there goes our giveaway stuff.
No, that's just the roller. It's fine.
We got some easy ones.
Okay, cool. Hit me with it.
All right, we got to do the drop.
Oh yeah, drop it in.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Drop
and drop.
Drop it in.
Drop in.
Drop.
I dropped everything. I knew the drops would come.
Drop it.
And we're back.
All right.
This one is from Kenneth Faring.
Yep. Old Kenny. Old Ken.
He's
like, my name's not Ken. Don't call me that.
Is that what he says?
No, I don't know. But I just well, who am I to call him? Just Ken.
I do. So I screen cap these. Like I just, screen cap them. So I only see the first name, but I can see his truck little icon. Question for the podcast. Have you guys thought about doing kid shirts and hoodies?
Oh yeah, I make kid shirts.
You do kid shirts and we do hoodies.
Yeah. Well, does he mean kids hoodies?
Oh,
because I've never done those.
I don't know.
Maybe. But I make kids shirts. I always have kids designs. I offer 12-month all the way up to youth large. Because once you get into a youth extra large, it's the same size as an adult. I try to come up with some original designs, but sometimes I'll just do like one of the bigger shirts on a smaller shirt. So, and if you, Kenny, go to our website. We have lots of stuff on there that you can purchase. Yeah. I think he just had a kid. Congratulations, Kenny. He did. He just had a kid.
Oh, that's what he wants.
Congratulations, man. That's really cool. Really happy for you.
Heck yeah.
And if you see, so my thing that I like to do.
Yeah.
And if I have not done this for other people, I apologize, but I try to do it. If you have a brand new kid come up to the booth, I'll give you a shirt.
Yeah,
I do that all the time. So Kenny?
You can't do it every show though, because we'll find out if you're not having a bunch of kids.
Right? I know. It goes to the. Oh yeah, I just had another kid. Well, no, that's cool. Here's a 12-month because I usually give them like the smallest one because they're tiny little babies. And they're like, oh, can I get that in a fucking 4T?
Can I get that in a 4X?
4X.
Like, bro.
No, Kenny, swing by the booth at LST. I'll hook you up.
All right. This is from our buddy Corey Patton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got a question for both of you, but I'll ask me. And if you guys feel like putting it in your vlog, just say that. I asked both of you, do you guys ever share artwork? Maybe what I'm trying to say is like, you think that you come up with something, but then you tell Frank like, hey, this might be better for you than me, or the other way around. I don't even know if that makes sense. You tell me. So what I think he's trying to say is like, maybe not share, but like, well, I don't know what he's trying to say here.
I think maybe what he's trying to say is like, if you had a piece of art that had like a Mazda on it, and you're like, the Mazda thing doesn't really, I'm just using all this for an example. The Mazda thing doesn't really fit for me. Why don't you take it, kind of thing?
Yeah, we've never done that.
We've never done that. No,
because everything, like a Mazda would fit, like all trucks would fit both of our brands. But sharing artwork, we do share ideas.
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah, so we'll show. We have a group chat with me, you, Joe Molina, Morgan, Lindsay, Will, and we all make stuff. So we're like, we'll share it in there, and then we cringe and wait for the feedback.
The feedback. And it's always me getting all the feedback.
You share a lot in there.
I know, because I want to know. You guys are creative people. Your guys' minds work great. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'm like, I like the chain. Okay, I'm gonna use the freaking chain.
So when you share, especially like Will's pretty honest, and Lindsay and Will, we're all pretty honest. You're not as honest sometimes. You're kind of like,
I am a very like,
you don't want to be mean.
Yeah.
And it's not mean, because there's been things that I've done, mostly like I'll make a video and nobody wants to ever tell me the video is not good. But the only reason that I improved on my video making skills was because Cody used to tell me that I sucked.
That's true.
So
it's hard to hear sometimes, but it is. It makes it better.
Because you think that you've done this thing or this design. I have a folder of designs that just never panned out because I thought they were cool. And then what happens is I'll show someone or the group and they'll say, nah, I don't know. And then I'll go, no. I get kind of defensive.
Same.
And then, but what I do is I'll sit on it for a little while and I'll keep looking at it weeks, months. And I go, no, they're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually they're right.
But at the same time, you have the capability of just doing whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. And
you can print
I get stuck
24 of them. Just print 24 of them and see if they sell. And if they sell, print 100 of them. And if they don't, delete the stupid chain and go on.
I really like the chain. That's
then make it.
Yeah,
then make it.
Yeah, and sometimes I have to do that too. I just have to be like, no, I appreciate the feedback, but I really like this.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, right? If the feedback is definitely, sometimes the feedback goes like, well, I don't like that part. Maybe you should think about not doing it. But the other part is that if you do it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
like it's
true.
not like it could be. It's not saying the whole design sucks.
Well, I put it out and then Will just sends me a novel. Why?
It looks like one of those like when someone wrote a report and there's just red marker everywhere with a big F.
Yeah. I didn't even ask for that, Will. Well, you got it.
Well, you got it.
It's just a screenshot of the design with X's and markings and notes. That's hilarious, though.
Yeah.
But, No, yeah. So as far as sharing, it's just ideas. We're constantly sharing ideas. We're constantly bouncing stuff off of each other. So it works out good. It's really nice to have a little community like that to bounce ideas, because it could be the opposite. You could just be trying to do this all on your own, or you're a bit bullish and you don't want anybody's opinion, and then you make something and it doesn't work. Well, that's fine too.
That's fine too. But a lot of times it is good to have to find a person or group to bounce things off of, because what happens is if you just put things out into the social media space, no one is going to tell you it's not good.
That's true. And that happens a whole lot, because a whole lot of the time we see content out there and people are like, oh my God, this thing is so good. And you're like, that is not good at all.
Or photography.
That's what I mean.
Like, that's sick. That photo's sick. And everyone says that. And it's like, no, that photo sucks.
Yeah.
But you don't want to say it sucks. You just want, like, I want everyone to to get better, and I want their videos to get better. So anytime I see stuff, I'm not going to, if you ask my opinion, I'm going to tell you my opinion.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Is like, I have a lot of opinion about a lot of things, and sometimes I want to voice them, but then I tell myself, like, no one asked.
Yeah. I mean, Will tells me all the time my videos suck.
You tell me all the time my videos suck. So
I know. My videos suck all the time.
Downhill.
So I'm projecting my suckiness onto you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And I just yell at my dog.
No,
who's
but
Frank yelling at?
No, but it's not that they suck. We just look at stuff and we go, hey, that didn't make sense to me, or that what, like, next time you do it, maybe think about doing it this way. And so it's just like good, like it's good, honest feedback, and you don't have to take the feedback and make changes because if you want to do something the way you want to do it, you do it. So, but yeah, it's good to have that.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. This is the easy one. And I don't know who this is from because Michael Myers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got a question for our traveling Frank. When stopping at the Del
Taco?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
What's your go-to order? And to both of you, if you stop at a taco spot, what's the go-to taco? So what's your Del Taco order?
Mine, my normal Del Taco order, just like on any given day, is just a random Del Taco, is just a bean and cheese burrito. So I have a very specific thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked this question. I'm very very passionate about it, honestly. So like if I just rock up to any old Del Taco, it's a bean and cheese burrito, no red sauce, add chipotle, make it bold. And for those who know all that means, it's so you when you buy a bean and cheese burrito, you either get it red or green sauce. I say no sauce, add chipotle sauce, because I don't even know what they use the chipotle sauce for, but add that, and then bold is fries and sour cream. Yeah, inside the burrito. So that combination right there, which an old Barstow head told me about that. They're like, so that's like a so. I don't know, I'm all over the place. So Del Taco started in Barstow, California, and I have a lot of friends who live in Barstow, and they're like old Barstow heads, so they always like, they know the ins and outs. So when someone told me that, that's what I order, and then now when someone from Barstow hears that order, they go like, oh shit, that's like a OG Barstow order. Anyway, yeah, which is funny because now the original Del Tacos in Barstow don't offer bold burritos anymore. No, they don't do that.
But the regular Del Tacos do.
The regular Del Tacos do. So that's like, so that bean cheese burrito, 2 chicken soft tacos is my regular order at any old Del Taco. But the Barstow Del Taco is a double Del and 2 chicken softs.
So a double Del is a burger.
Is a burger.
For those that don't know, if you don't have Del Tacos, and you ever come across one, their burgers are really good.
They're the second or third best burger in my opinion in around Southern California, because obviously In-N-Out I think is the best. Well, many people disagree. I think the second, it's very tied for second and third, is a Baker's. Yep. Or a double Del cheeseburger. Yep. Like those two are pretty neck and neck.
Every time I would go to Del Taco, because that's just where I would always go. They don't have many out here. They do have them out here, but not a lot. Was the 2 chicken soft tacos, no lettuce, large fry, with a side of secret sauce.
Oh yeah. So is the secret sauce burger sauce or the chipotle sauce?
No, it's the sauce that comes on the chicken soft tacos. Oh, it's a totally different thing. Nice. And if you dip the fries in those,
oh my gosh, wow.
Always a side of secret sauce.
Oh my god, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that, dude. I never thought about that, but yeah, it's like a white sauce. Yeah. The chicken soft sauce is super good.
Bomb. And on the fries,
yeah. So and then also with the original Del Taco, so in Barstow there's a few Del Tacos, but I guess the original one that we refer to is the one off of the 15 in Linwood. Like that's the one that like if you watch my Instagram stories and I'm stopping at the Barstow Del Taco, that's what I'm stopping at.
That's the one by the outlets?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's the one that me and Tony went to.
Yeah, that is probably the best one out of the ones out there. And what's interesting is so when Del Taco started in 1964, and actually a friend of mine from high school's grandmother came up with the original red and green sauce recipe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting story. So she comes up with the original red and green sauce because they're from Barstow. She comes up with the original recipe. They say, "Oh man, this is so good. We want to buy this off for you." And so they're like, we can either offer you, we can buy it off of you, or we can, you can take like a percentage or whatever. And this is in 1964 where there's like 2 Del Tacos. Yeah. Or we'll just give you free food whenever you want. And so she picked the third option. And up until her passing away, she could go down to like a Del Taco distribution place and ask for anything she wanted.
Really?
Yeah. Which in hindsight, which was probably not a good idea. She could have been a multimillionaire now just by creating this. But that was the deal that again, 1964, this little burger taco place, like, yeah, I'll take the free food, Yeah. So anyway, so that's one interesting thing. And then the second interesting thing is as Del Taco grew and it got sold to a bigger company, I think actually Arby's owns it now. But as it grew and got bigger and got sold to another company, the original Del Taco is not owned by Arby's. It's still owned by the original family who started Del Tacos. And if you go in there and you try to use the app, they don't take the app. They don't take any coupons. It is its own separate thing. It's basically just like a place that just runs a Del Taco name. But also, warning, when you go in there, whatever your normal Del Taco order is, order a little bit less because they dub up everything. So everything is bigger, everything is more fresh, everything is better.
Yeah. So. His second one, and to both of you, if you stop at the taco spot, what's the go-to taco? Pastor, carne asada, carnitas, lengua, cabeza, or how do you say it?
Tripas?
Yeah.
Tripas is like stomach and stuff. It's like what menudo is made out of.
Yeah.
So mine's always pastor.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. So it's called a trompo. It's the thing that all the meat sits on and it spins around. It's very much like a kebab, like Armenian kebab spot, but it's the Mexican version of that. And so our spot around here is called Angel's Tacos, and they don't have any restaurants. They just pop up everywhere. And so they just have spots all over Southern California, and you go up and they have this giant trompo and it's like full of meat and they're cutting it off with the pineapple and everything like that. What's funny is like when we see another spot and they got like a little tiny one with like a little meat on it, like, oh, look at that little bitch trompo over there. We definitely judge the taco spot by the size of their spinning meat thing.
Yeah.
So to me that's the best taco in Southern California. A close second would be Tacos El Gordo. Mm-hmm. Like they make some amazing al pastor tacos as well. But yeah, so al pastor is my go-to. My second, if we're like at Joe's when he had those taco people come over, it's like an asada and a pollo. Like that's
I just get like a mix of all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, same with me.
That's if you could tell, I'm very passionate about these two subjects. Del Taco and tacos.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody noticed in the Aussie episode, I was wearing a Del Taco t-shirt.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do have cool merch at those OG.
The OG one has some cool ones. Yeah, I got to pick up some more. But
I remember we went to Tacos El Gordo after SEMA in like 2019 or something, and Eric from the club was with us, and we got what's the lining of? It's not. Is it tripas or is it? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Or the lining. There's another one though.
Well, there's lengua, which is tongue, cabeza, which is head.
Yeah.
Tripas, which is like stomach lining and intestines and stuff like that.
Okay, maybe it was that, but we got that. It's really good at Tacos.
Oh yeah,
El Gordo. Yeah, it's really good. And Eric's eating it and stuff, and the next day he's like got really sick.
Oh really?
It wasn't food poisoning. He just got, and he goes, yeah, man. He goes, I haven't eaten any meat in like 8 months.
Oh, and he went for that one?
You just dove right into the freaking, like you didn't start off with some chicken or some fish.
Ease your way
you just
into
went
it.
straight into that. I was like, dude.
I'm not down for that. Like, I don't like menudo. I'm more of a pozole kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not down for that. But I do like lengua and cabeza because, like, the meat, like cabeza especially, because it's like very fatty. It's really fatty and it's got like a nice flavor to it and stuff like that.
It's definitely not my like go-to, but
definitely not.
If I get like 4 tacos, sometimes I might just get one just to have something different.
So Tacos El Gordo and Angel's Tacos is a specific type of taco. It's a Tijuana style taco. So like those are the ones I like. I like the Tijuana style tacos. They have these things called vampiros, which are like kind of like a hard shell kind of tostada kind of thing. There's all sorts of cool. Yeah. There's all sorts
of
good
the Del Taco style hard shell taco type thing.
Similar. Yeah. Same, but different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So now I'm really hungry because it's lunchtime.
I know, me too. And I haven't eaten anything. Chelsea made some homemade cocoa because she's starting her Christmas baking stuff.
Yeah. Oh, also, shout out to Chelsea for making the cookies for Dinos. Those were so cool.
Yeah, they were very cool. Yeah, so she made this homemade cocoa, so she brought that into the room this morning, and that's what I had for breakfast.
Nice.
And now I'm really hungry, and I'm about to open this. I don't know what this Japanese stuff is.
But you're about to eat it.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, that's a good place to end it then. It's lunchtime.
Yeah, it is.
All right. LiveLifeCustom.com, Grandeur-TV.com. We're giving away great audio stuff, as you saw earlier. Brian's got a Black Friday sale going down.
Yep, and I still have
purchase.
the C10 Vato Grinder TV shirts.
Yeah, we didn't even really talk about that. That was another cool thing.
That was another cool thing, and I have plenty of them left.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
go swoop them up. They're dope shirts.
And they're on sale, so go.
All right. Later.
Later.